Hello and welcome to my channel. It is great to have you here. What you're about to see is a recording of a talk that I gave on a live stream. If you have any questions or comments about the content in the talk, please put them in the comments below because I would love to answer any questions or see how it resonates with you. So once again, thank you so much for listening and for coming to the channel. And remember to please subscribe, like, and share with anyone that might need some of the content that I share here. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to talk about something today that is very practical. So let me ask you a question. Who here has heard of affirmations or even used affirmations in their life? Who here has heard of affirmations or used affirmations in your life? They're very popular. It's been around for quite a while. And so we're going to talk all about affirmations. And the main thing I want to talk about is helping you to use affirmations so they do work. And I want to tell you why they might not be working for you, because this is actually a really important subject because it has to do with your vibration. So a lot of people have learned about affirmations. I guess the first person that really popularized affirmations was the great, amazing Louise Hay. And Louise Hay, I had met her quite a few times back in the day, and she was an amazing woman, incredible woman, and she really popularized, let me say that 10 times, using affirmations. And many people have used affirmations and gotten amazing results. But many people have used affirmations and gotten no results. And then there's always there's that in between. There's like, oh, yes, sometimes I get a result and sometimes I don't get a result. Yes, I love her work too. What a great woman, really great woman. The side note is that back in the day when during the AIDS crisis in Los Angeles, I had the honor of helping to start the Los Angeles Center for Living and Project Angel Food. And we used to help with, it was called the Hay Rides back in the day. I think they were on Thursday nights. And Louise Hay would come and speak and teach to a lot of people afflicted with AIDS when it very first came out. So I'm very honored to have met her quite a few times. And she is an amazing woman. And she was, and she still is, because there's no death. So I just wanted to say that. So let's talk about affirmations. So what is an affirmation? What's an affirmation? An affirmation basically is a statement that you say that is meant to help you to move from one place in your life to another place. So it's all connected to law of attraction and how you're creating your life, right? So an affirmation is something like, let's think, something very easy. I'll use this one because I'm going to use it again. If you want a thin body and you want to be healthy and you're not now and you're maybe overweight 200 pounds and you're not very healthy, the affirmation police would tell you, start saying this. I am very thin and I love my body. I'm very thin and I love my body. I'm thin and I love my body. I'm thin and I love my body. That's an affirmation. Now, affirmations kind of have, and you might want to get a pen and paper to write some of this down. Affirmations, I kind of joke, affirmation police, right? So there's a very specific way you're meant to say an affirmation. And there's three main ways to say an affirmation. The first is it has to kind of be short. It can't be a long paragraph or something because your brain is not going to grab onto it, right? So if you want to be thin and love your body, you have to say, I am thin and I love my body. Very short, right to the point. The second point in the affirmation police is that it has to be stated in the present moment, right? I am, right? So I am thin and I love my body. I am thin and I love my body, correct? So first, it's got to be short. Second, it has to be in the present moment. And third, it has to be positive. Obviously, you're not going to be saying something like, I'm fat and I hate my body, because that's what you want to get away from. So it's got to be, I have notes here just to make sure that I'm getting everything. Short, it has to be in the present moment, and it has to be positive. Capiche? So that's what it says. So let's go with this example. What we're trying to do with an affirmation is we're trying to create something here, because you are the creator of everything in your life, right? If you're constantly saying, I'm a loser, I'm a loser, I'm a loser, you're going to attract and you're going to walk through the world of I'm a loser. And then anything that matches I'm a loser will come up to you on some level, right? Not exactly, but you will continually always attract loser things. Does that make sense? So this is trying to change that. I'm a winner. I am a winner. I'm a winner, right? So this is all basic co-creation principle, right? So your subconscious is having affirmations over here and it's saying things. Your conscious is saying something, and your conscious, subconscious, and unconscious is saying something, maybe even different. So let's take the I'm thin and I love my body, right? So let's act like I'm somebody that's overweight, 200 pounds, and you're so sick and tired of dieting. You're so sick and tired of trying to lose the weight. So you're like, I'm going to do the affirmation thing. So what you do is you start to say, I am thin and I love my body. I am thin and I love my body. So that's a positive affirmation. You get it? It's a positive affirmation. Now, this is where it gets tricky. You go into the bathroom or wherever, you go into the dressing room at the store and you're trying to try on clothes, and you look and you're supposed to say, I'm thin and I love my body. I'm thin and I love my body. And you look in the mirror, and guess what happens? You look at the mirror and you go, I'm thin and I love my body. And guess what? This other part of your head goes, you're a liar. You're a liar because you're not thin. You're 200 pounds overweight and you don't love your body. So you've got a positive affirmation and you've got this negative vibration thought going on. Does that make sense? So positive and a negative. A positive and a negative coming together will produce what? No results. You're not going to be thin and you're not going to love your body if that's what's going on. So this part over here that's saying you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a liar, you have to understand one thing. Co-creative process, you can call it law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. When you're co-creating, because you're always co-creating with source, God, and love, it's always happening. When is it happening? Always happening. That is something you have to really understand. You've got to really get that it's always happening from your statements that you're saying in your life. So this co-creative process does not hear your words. Affirmations are basically about words. So you're saying a word and you're feeling something else. Do you get it? Saying a word, feeling something else. These are two different things and they will never help you. And in fact, if you keep doing it, and this is what happens with a lot of people, not everybody, is that they can't get to the feeling place, so they give up, or it makes them more frustrated because you keep saying, I'm thin and I love my body, I'm thin and I love my body, and you keep saying, this part goes, I'm fat, I'm ugly, forget it. Give me a whole fucking pizza and I'm going to eat it right now. Do you get it? This is why affirmations might not be working for you, right? So you have to make sure that the words and the feelings are a match. So how do you make, if you are, this can go for anything. It can be about being a millionaire. It can be about a perfect relationship. It can be anything. This is the same rule for anything that you want to achieve or you want to attract into your life. Anything. So how do you get the feeling to match the word? How do you do that? How do you do that? And this is where I'm telling you, this secret that I'm going to tell you, it's a secret. Well, it's not a secret. And erase that. That's ridiculous. I said the secret. How do you do this? And this is exactly how you start to do it. You've got to get the feeling and the words closer together. Because if the feeling is way down here and the words up here, it's not going to happen. We need to get it up like this. So, what I'm going to teach you right now is something that the affirmation police would say, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But I guarantee you it's going to help you to match the feeling with the words. Are you ready? This is what you do. This is what you do. Here we go. Here's our affirmation. I am thin and I love my body, right? So that feels like, yuck, it doesn't feel right. So I want you to use 3 words. Well, 4 words. Okay, 4 words at the beginning of the affirmation. And here are the words. I'm in the process of having a thin body, being thin and loving my body. I'm in the process of being thin and loving my body. Now, what happens to your feeling? If you know, well, this only works if you're actually kind of on your road. You're in the process of doing it. When you say, I'm in the process, your feeling starts to go, oh, I can kind of believe that. I can kind of believe, because here's the deal. We're always in the process of everything, So if your affirmation is saying, I'm in the process of loving my of being thin and loving my body, you can start to what? Believe it. When you start to believe it is when it changes. So your feeling adjusts. So it's going to be much easier for you to start to be thin and love your body because you know you're in the process of doing it. And this builds and it builds until you get to a tipping point with the affirmation. And then you go, oh, I am thin and I do love my body. I am thin and I do it. And even if didn't lose the whole 200 pounds yet, you feel like, yeah, okay, I can say that. And I don't have this nagging voice going, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. So the key to making an affirmation work, this is the key. I'm in the process of blah, 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 blah. Let's take another affirmation just so you can understand it. Maybe you are looking for the love of your life or to fall in love, right? So you might say, I'm in a great relationship that's loving and wonderful, right? And then you look at your date book and you haven't been out in a million years and no one's asking you on dates, right? What did I say? I'm in a loving relationship that feels amazing. Let's just say I'm in the loving relationship that feels amazing, right? So if you're not there yet, you can say, I'm in the process of being in a loving relationship that feels great. You see how the feeling, and you have to know your feelings. When I teach law of attraction, I am constantly asking people, what do you feel? What do you feel? And a lot of times people don't know what they feel. You have to know the feeling of what's going on inside you, right? I'm in the process of having a beautiful, loving relationship. Now, this is true. You have to, on some level in the world, be kind of doing something, putting yourself out there. Law of attraction has the word action in it. Co-creation, you have to be a co-creator with the universe. You can't just sit there and be like, I'm just going to wait till he walks through the door. No, you have to actually get up and you have to take some action in the world. And if you're doing even a little bit of that, When you say, I'm in the process of having a loving, amazing relationship, then you go, yeah, I am, right? You can do this with anything at all. So when you have an affirmation, sometimes, let me say this before we wrap up, sometimes you get an affirmation and it feels right away. You just go, oh, it's okay, I can totally believe it. Most of the time you can't believe it because you don't have it yet, right? So that's how you make affirmations work for you. Once the I'm in the process of starts to change and you can start to believe it more, you can drop that and just say, I am thin and I love my body. And you start to match the feeling with the statement. Okay? All right. And to you. Genius. Wow, Robert. Thank you. Robert, that's so amazing that you just said that. You must be psychic. I want to tell you that I'm a certified law of attraction trainer, and I was trained by an amazing guy who's kind of my friend named Michael Loge, and it's from him that I got this. And I'm telling you, I mean, I've kind of added on and switched it around to make it more of my own, but the basic principle is his. And I was just going to say that. So I always try to give him credit for when I do some of his work. So yeah, he's amazing. Look for him. He's incredible. So I'm certified law of attraction trainer through him. Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. Really. Process for a while, and you need to push yourself to get it done. First of all, you never want to push yourself. Alice, you never want to push yourself. You want to allow. People are trying to push themselves to get somewhere. That's a negative vibration, and it's not going to happen. That's the first thing. And if you have been in the process, you're going to have to change something, because you're going to have to go to a place where you actually start to feel it, because you're only going to attract and create what you already have. So don't push. Allow more. Good. But it could be that you never fully get there. It could be, Kathy. Maybe that's not the point, but confusing that you always stay in the process. That's exactly right, Kathy. You're right. Now let me say this. This is the point. One of my favorite, I'm going to get to all these other comments. Favorite lines in all of poetry is by Gertrude Stein, who says, there is no there. We're so goal-oriented, and the ego is so like, when I get there, when I get the guy, when I get the girl, when I get the job, when I get the money. That's not how life works. Life is a continual process. It's always happening. Even when you get the guy, or you get the money, or you get the girl, there's all this other life that's going. It's like your life doesn't just stop when you go, well, I got the girl, done. And that is a trick of the mind. There is no there. So you have to know that this is all a process. Life is all a big, huge process. And you have to get in the flow of the process, because this goal-oriented, objective aim thing does not help you at all. And this is what's taught over and over and over. To make the goal and make it There's nothing wrong with goal setting. But you have to get that this is all a flowing process. Okay? All right, I'm going to go back up here. Let me see. Write it down. Maria says, is it okay to hope I am thin, or should I say I accept myself and my body as I am? Do you people tell yourself I am thin? I'd like to do that, but somehow feels wrong. You're bringing up a really good point, because most people say when you accept yourself, you're going to stop. That's not true. When you say, I really want to be a millionaire, and right now I'm only making $200,000. If I accept where I am at right now, I'm going to stay there. That is not true. Because what's keeping you from getting to the $1 million, I'm just pulling numbers out of the air, is that you're not owning where you are. You're trying to get away from where you are. You need to own where you are and say, I love my body as it is, and I would like to be in the process of feeling healthier and feeling great. But I accept where I am. You have to accept where you are. It's a big point. That's a good point, Maria. After years, does the word process become watered down? It can. But that's a big question. It can. But most of the time it becomes watered down because you either forget about it or your ego's gotten in there and says, well, it doesn't really work anyway. And you don't really deserve it. And all this is why law of attraction, if you don't really do work, this is what I propose. Doing the deeper work of A Course in Miracles, that's what I teach, and that's why I'm saying this. When you start to do that, you start to clean up the vibrational fields. And then law of attraction is just easy. It's just a lot easier, right? This is so good. I'm glad, Robert. I'm really glad. It's gold. It is gold. Some things are subjective and we may never fully arrive, but there are some things that are finite and do have a clear point. That's right. You're right. But your subconscious is always playing. Your subconscious is always playing. It's always going. You're always moving. So you have to, I'm not here to train you about goal setting. I just want you to know that the egoic mind is going to get you into this, like, got to get there, got to get to the goal, got to get to the goal. That's the opposite of what's going to work for you with law of attraction. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. Because all it's doing is trying to get you away and get you somewhere. This is called law of attraction, not law of trying to get. You allow it to come in. You allow it to have the co-creative life force with source, with love, with God. And so you attract it in. You don't try to go get it. That's the opposite. Do you understand?